Hello, friends. Can you hear me? I'm watching the replay of the All-Star feature right now on Flow Racing. If you haven't watched it yet, just ended. Tyler Courtney, your winner at Attica. Back-to-back nights. Craig Mintz just flipped. He was running to the work area. That's amazing. Hello, friends. Welcome. So I have a lot of things going on the screen right now. So I have, if you haven't seen my setup, I have two monitors, and then for my main computer, and then I have one monitor and my laptop over here. So I basically have like 4 screens going right now. So right now I've got the replay of the All-Star race here and Dirt Vision. Then I've got my YouTube stuff here, my stream, I've got Twitter, and then I have the NASCAR truck race on over here so we can keep an eye on what Buddy Kofoid is doing tonight. So if you're in the chat, hop in. Let me know where you're watching from. Appreciate everybody popping in for a little bit. We'll hang out here for a little while, maybe an hour or two, just see what happens here. I know World of Outlaws heat races are getting ready to start at Peevely. William asks if I'm at Bristol. I am not at Bristol. Hopefully that's clear. There are no pit stops happening at Bristol this weekend. All of the pit stops that are going to happen are going to be controlled. So all the road guys are doing pit stops at Bristol. So no pit crew guys like me are at Bristol this weekend. Which I think I was looking, like one of the last times I did a live stream, or like maybe one of the first times I did a live stream, I think it was almost exactly a year ago. So probably the same weekend. So... Uh-oh, are we fighting at the All-Star race? Who's mad here at the All-Star race? I missed this. Is that Byron Reed? Byron Reed going after Boguski? By the way, if you watch The Daily Show, I totally called Boguski being like a quiet one to pay attention to with the All-Stars this year. He was fast last night, fast again tonight. Oh, Travis Philo. All I saw was the 5 get involved there. Thanks, Mark. All right, we're going to fast forward through all of this. I love flow racing with the plus 15 or plus 10 second button. That is amazing. That's like how I watch like all the races, by the way. I don't hardly watch anything live. This is like a rare opportunity where I'm going to be able to watch things live. Normally I come back like the next day and watch things. But that plus 10 button on flow allows you to jump ahead past all this stuff. Yes, I have my Brad Doty t-shirt on. I also have my my Shane Stewart Indy Race Parts throwback from Knoxville a couple of years ago to the Blue Max car for Bobby Marshall. So what are you guys watching at? Are you guys watching Outlaws? Did you watch All-Stars, Usac? You watching some of the late model stuff? Hop in the chat and let me know what you're watching tonight. I'm going to finish watching this All-Star feature, and then we'll jump over to the Outlaw stuff. Looks like the USAC feature should roll here pretty quickly. Can you guys hear me good? Is audio good? Is the music not too loud? Let me know if everything looks good, sounds good. Yep, Tazewell. I'm going to probably keep an eye on that one as well. I haven't seen how many cars are at Tazewell tonight, though. I would imagine quite a few, though. Cool. What did you guys think of the All-Star race last night? What did we think of that move with Sunshine and Justin Peck? Did we think that was a clean move from Sunshine? Do we think that was questionable? Where do we stand on Sunshine versus Peck from last night? 37 cars at Tazewell. Thanks, Carter. After stage 2 at Bristol, Buddy Kofoid 7th. He had to start 32nd because they had issues, but he's already up to 7th. So after stage 2 at Bristol, Ben Rhodes, Ty Majeski, John Hunter, Parker Kligerman, Logano, Chase Elliott, Buddy Kofoid, your top 7. Could Buddy win this race tonight? That would be amazing. I can't believe Craig Mintz got out of the car, went back to the work area, and then got back in the car and came back out after all that. I love it. Looks like Outlaw Heat races are underway. Mark says he thinks it's a racing deal. Always a bad spot at Attica. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, Dirt Tracker, we do periodic live streams. I think the last live stream we did, I did a random daily live stream, but then we did that one for the Chili Bowl. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching and you can't talk in the chat, if you hit the subscribe button, you can then talk in the chat. I wanted to kind of keep it to just subscribers being able to talk in the chat. But 5 days a week, we do daily shows talking all things dirt racing. We also do periodic conversations episodes, longer form chats with people in dirt racing. DIRTRACKR.com, all kinds of cool dirt racing stuff there. Analytics section, updated news, all kinds of good stuff there as well. So if you haven't checked that out, do that as well. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell for the notifications so you always know when we get a new video. Looks like Sunshine pretty much dominated this thing. Yeah, it looks like Zeb just didn't have anything for him. Tyler says, curious, do you know if anybody's interested in buying a I-80? I would love to visit there someday. I do not know about the future of I-80. I know it's kind of been up in the air and it's closing and then it's not closing and it sounds like maybe now it's closing again. I'm not sure about the future of I-80 right now. Obviously sucks to lose that racetrack if that ends up being the case, but... yeah, Sunshine just walked away from this thing. Interesting. I'd say that's a pretty strong way to open the title defense there for Sunshine with the All-Stars. Not a bad race there at Attica. I think last night's racing at Attica was probably a little bit better. Alrighty, let's see what else is on Flow. Let's jump over to USAC, and then we'll get rolling. Did you guys watch qualifying from Peevely? I feel like qualifying at Peevely is always such a good time. Hey man, only just recently got into dirt stuff in your vids website. I've been a huge help in figuring out what to... Thanks, Wes. Appreciate it, man. Looks like USAC is just rolling out for the... oh, wait, no, we're under caution. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Sam, I agree. I think Sunshine is probably going to be the champion with the All-Stars again. I liked some of these other guys. I like Peck. I like Eliason. But those guys just haven't quite been as fast as Sunshine. And, you know, if you're going to go a little deeper, somebody like Zeb would have to take a pretty big step forward. I saw we were talking about the car count at Atomic tonight for the sprint cars with Usac. I know they said there was only like 20 cars there. I think probably that's partially because... I think it's probably partially because of some of the issues with the tire stuff, but I think there's other issues here as well. I mean, obviously you don't have Jake Swanson there, a couple of those other cars, because those guys are still mad about what happened with the tire stuff. Oh yeah, we got a lap in here. All right, we'll fast forward here. Wes says, which race should I be watching on Flow tonight? Well, you've got USAC going on right now. There's late models at Tazewell, which I think are on here. I think. Let me make sure before I run my mouth about stuff. Actually, if you want to know what's on Flow and all the other streaming services, I have a little page on my website for that. DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. It has the full streaming schedule on it. So Flow has, there's IMCA stuff, late models at Florence. Yeah, the Tazewell stuff is on Flow. Good evening, Deb. And hey, Buddha. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you're just hopping in, drop me a message in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. 70 things on Flow right now. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening on Flow. I'm excited about the future of Atomic, though. I had Charlie Vest, who's the kind of owner promoter of that track now, on DIRTRACKR Conversations here not that long ago, before the season started, and he's got some big ideas, and I think he's, I think there's a good chance there things could go well. So the Bristol Dirt Truck Race is at Commercial. I've got the USAC feature on, which I think I'm live here. Brady Bacon leading Emerson Axum. And I've got the replay of qualifying from Peevely up because I haven't watched qualifying at Peevely yet. And who doesn't like qualifying at Peevely from the World of Outlaws? Oh yeah, so we're back to live now on the USAC feature. I'm through six cars in World of Outlaws qualifying. I know Rico Abreu went quick time, but right now Gio Scelzi is quick time, so Rico hasn't gone yet. There's a lot of dirt racing happening tonight. It's kind of sweet. I was kind of debating on the time I was going to do this because I wanted to kind of be a little deeper into the Outlaw program, but some of this other stuff started pretty early. Obviously, the All-Star program started early. Port and Lincoln are, I think both Port and Lincoln are done at this point. I know Macri won at Port Royal. Carter wants to know if I'm planning on going to any dirt races this year. I don't know. It really depends on the NASCAR schedule. And when I'm free to do that. With World Finals expanding this year, I might be able to do one of those early days at World Finals. Yeah, Dietrich, your winner here just not too long ago at Lincoln. He tops Devin Borden, Alan Crimes, Austin Bishop, and Trey Hivner. Yeah, Buddha, I just mentioned that here a few minutes ago about the situation last night between Peck and Sunshine. I was curious what other people thought. In the moment, I didn't love it. I've since kind of heard both guys comment, and it sounds like they're cool with each other. So I think there's still a question about whether or not there was actually contact or not, but I would have liked to have seen those two kind of battle to the end last night. I think Peck was really tuned up last night. Tyler wants to know what I think about the tire situation. More manufacturers move in on Hoosiers market if shortage continues. That's what I actually talked about, the tire situation on the Daily Show this week. There was a story that was on Dirt Track Digest kind of talking about this and kind of the perspective of some of the owners and teams and drivers actually in the Northeast modified scene and how they kind of weren't down for there being more tire manufacturers. And like at the end of the day with the tire stuff, the problem is when you have multiple tire manufacturers involved, then guys end up having to carry a lot more tires in their trucks. And Dean Reynolds with DIRTRACKR said at one point that he knew that teams like kind of in the 90s or early 2000s would have to carry 30 or 40 mounted tires per night. So you figure, I mean, if you were to do something like that now, when a right rear is over $200 right now, I mean, that's a lot of damn money in tires that you're going to be carrying around that you might not even use. So, and I know some people think that if there's more tire manufacturers that the competition would drive the prices down, but that's not necessarily the case, because what would probably end up happening is guys would pick out a certain couple of tires that would end up being the preferred tires, and then you would just be right back in this situation again. So the tire situation right now with Hoosier is not ideal for sure. Under caution right now at Atomic, Bacon, Grant, Ballou, Leary looks like our top 4. Looks like we're still waiting on the trucks to get back rolling again. They're showing Buddy 3rd right now. Could you imagine Buddy Kofoid won this truck race? I would be hype about that. I'm glad we're getting one night in a World of Outlaws at Peevely. I was kind of hoping for 2. This like spring race at Peevely is like always snake bitten with the weather. I remember when I worked at World Racing Group, like you hardly ever got the spring race in at Peevely. Yeah, Buddy started 32nd tonight. My picks for the Outlaw show tonight. Actually, I talk about this on my show because I keep track of my picks because we do a couple of different things. Let me open up my folder here because I have a whole spreadsheet where I keep track of my win picks. Because I do win picks, and then I also have I have a win predictor based on the analytics section at DIRTRACKR.com that does picks as well. So I picked Sweet, and the win predictor picked Sweet for tonight. Sweet and Haudenschild have kind of dominated Peevely here in recent seasons. And actually the predictor had Courtney for tonight at Attica, so that's a correct pick for my win prediction formula. So I'll have to go ahead and mark that one as correct. Do you think that they should have put rock screens instead of windshields in the NASCAR trucks and cars at Bristol? That's honestly a question I'm not sure about. I feel like, you know, there's obviously probably good arguments both ways for why they should or shouldn't have windshields at Bristol. I know a lot of the dirt guys, you know, you heard Larson's comments, and again, we talked about that on the show this week as well, about Larson's comments about wanting there to not be windshields. But I heard NASCAR say obviously it's a safety issue and that they were worried about that because like windshields are maybe a little bit of structural support for the bodies and stuff. So I'm not sure, like, obviously they've had a year to do this, but you know, since the last race, but then you've also had a car change. So I think it's difficult to say like, oh, they've had a year to figure this out. Well, they really haven't. And if you know anything about what's going on in racing in NASCAR right now, there's like, we switched over this next gen car and then there's all these issues with part shortages and all this stuff. So it's like, it's been a real kind of difficult time getting the next gen cars going. So like, it's not like having screens or windshields has probably been super high on the priority list for NASCAR so far this season. Yeah, I mean, the asphalt guys will definitely have to have tear-offs. And I think I saw some guys actually had tear-offs. I think I saw Logano, there was a picture of Logano's helmet with tear-offs on it, which I'm not really sure why you would need tear-offs if you were running a windshield, but obviously he must think they're valuable. Looks like we are going back green with the USAC show. Bacon leading Grant and Robert Ballou. Looks like we're done about halfway through Outlaw qualifying. On my replay anyway. I'm not watching it live. Because at Peevely there into heat races. Yeah, I have the North Wilkesboro stuff on my list. I kind of have like a list of topics we could dive into on the stream. So if you didn't see, North Wilkesboro is going to be kind of reopened. They're going to do some pavement stuff. And then they're going to repave the racetrack for next year. But before they do, they're going to tear up the existing pavement. And then they're going to run dirt races at some point towards the end of this year on that dirt surface. So there's lots of speculation right now about what dirt series could be going to North Wilkesboro. And there's very conveniently dates lining up with the World of Outlaws. So we might see sprint cars at Wilkesboro, which could be interesting. Obviously not a lot of banking in North Wilkesboro. It's at least in terms of a paved track, is pretty flat. But definitely an interesting situation there, and kind of the XR guys, Barry Braun, kind of involved there too. So yeah, no, they actually have a schedule up that shows 410s. It just doesn't say what 410s. Bacon out to a almost 2-second lead on Justin Grant right now at Atomic. Non-wing cars. Now Bacon hung up in lap traffic, and Grant is right back on his back bumper. Yeah, I think North Wilkesboro would be interesting for a lot of things. I know that the big blocks are on the schedule there as well, so the big blocks could be interesting at North Wilkesboro as well. Yeah, Wilkesboro is uphill on the back stretch, I believe, and downhill on the front stretch. Wilkesboro is not flat. Wilkesboro is a very interesting racetrack. Several years ago, me and my brother went up there and poked around when it was still trees going through the grandstands and all of that stuff. And it's like one of the things it's like the classic question of like, what race would you want to see if you could like get in a time machine? Like if you had the DeLorean and go back, and like Wilkesboro would be high on the list of a track that I would want to go see in its heyday. Because North Wilkesboro is not far from here. Maybe an hour from my house where I sit right now. Maybe an hour and 15 minutes. $12 to go in the USAC feature. Grant, big slider. Nope, doesn't stick. Still 10 to go. Looks like we have a mess at Bristol right now in the truck race. We're trying to get trucks separated. Yeah, we're struggling here at Bristol. We've got 2 trucks stuck together. We're under a red flag. This lap traffic is wild at Atomic. Is that Axum getting lapped? Dang. 7 to go. Oh, now we got a yellow. right, Donnie Shots quickest right now in qualifying as I was rewatching the Outlaw qualifying session from Peevely. I got truck race over here at Bristol, and I've got Usac going on. Justin Grant in the work area? Flat left rear. That thing is shredded. Dang. That thing is smoking too. JG in trouble. JG, no, Axum's the points leader right now with Usac, isn't he? JG was second. Still under red flag at Bristol. What were the all-star results tonight? Courtney Zebwise, Cole Duncan, Corey Elias, and Hunter Schurenberg. Top 5 at Attica. Justin Peck, hard charger, 20th to 9th. Yes. Oh, no, not hard charger, Peck. Greg Wilson was hard charger, 24th to 11th. Cole Macedo, 22nd to 13th. Also a pretty big charge. So 8 to go in the USAC feature. Bacon, Blue, Stock in your top 3. Leary is 4th. And then maybe Seavey there in 5th. Did you guys watch the NASCAR Cup Series heat races earlier? I thought those races were halfway decent. The Cup cars definitely look a lot better around Bristol this year than they did last year. If you guys tuned into that. All right, about to go back to green at Atomic. We'll see if Bacon, I think Bacon was my pick for Atomic. Yes, the win predictor had Grant and I picked Bacon. The Dirt guys looked pretty good. I know Bell had a big charge in his heat race. Larson was decent as well. I think Bell is on the outside pole for tomorrow to start the race. Cole Custer is actually on the pole for the race. Yeah, the Cup heats were earlier today before they started the truck program. And then tomorrow is obviously the main event. Bacon driving away from Robert Ballou here. Over a second lead here with 6 to go. Yeah, Bacon is gone. 4 to go for Brady Bacon, the Macho Man. This will be a nice bounce back win for him. He didn't have a super great start to the season at Ocala back in February in the sprint car. So, but obviously with, you know, he's had some good runs here the last couple of weeks. He ran good with both the Outlaws and the Extreme Series last week at Lake Ozark. And then obviously he was pretty good last night at Attica with the wing on as well. All right, we're finally under caution at Bristol. Carson Hocevar, John Hunter, Kligerman, Enfinger, and Buddy Kofoid, your top 5 right now. White flag in the air for Brady Bacon at Atomic. Brady, your winner at Atomic. Brady, Ballou, Leary, Stockin. And I couldn't tell who was fifth there. Nice bounce back win there for Brady. He should take a big jump in the points as well. He was all the way down in 10th. So he should move up pretty big there. Alrighty, let's go see what else is on the schedule that we have live on Flow. Let's do... We'll put Tazewell on. The street stock feature right now at Tazewell. If you're just getting in here, drop me a message in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're not subscribed and you want to join in the chat, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and then you can join in on the chat. Appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out for a little bit. I would normally be at the NASCAR weekends, but no pit stops at Bristol this weekend. So figured we'd throw the stream up and hang out and watch some dirt racing for a little bit. Let me know what you're watching. Definitely nothing wrong with some street stocks. And in fact, I think some people think the street stocks put on some better shows sometimes. Tazewell, like, is a wild little joint. Big high banks, tight little track. It's a pretty cool place. I'm still watching World of Outlaws qualifying from earlier. Through 30 cars in Outlaw qualifying. Looks like we're almost done with Outlaw heats. So I'll fast forward here once qualifying is done in a second. If you'd like to get a DIRTRACKR decal, if you're a fan and you want to support what I'm doing, you can go to dirtracker.com/decal, $3, and I'll that includes postage, everything. And actually, I have a whole bunch of them right here. So if you want to see what they look like, DIRTRACKR decals right there on the screen. I'll mail it right to your house, $3, everything all in. If you're a fan of stats, dirt racing stats, I have the analytics section at dirtracker.com. A lot of stuff in there is free, but if you would like to get a little bit more, you can spend $4.99 a month and get a bunch more kind of added stats if you're a nerd like I am. Hunter says, keep me updated. I ain't got the money for that Dirt Vision. You can definitely keep up on Twitter. That's a good place to go to find out what's going on. Oh, and Rico just went quick time. Finally green with the trucks at Bristol. Carson Hocevar leads. Buddy Kofoid running 5th in the Kyle Busch Motorsports 51. And the truck that I normally pit, Grant Enfinger, is 4th. So that would be a good finish for our guys. Where is Marlar? Oh, yeah, Marlar's 14th. Nice. That's a good run for Mike. We're having issues with the straight stocks at Tazewell. We're dragging one off with the tractor. Tough end for that guy's night. Buddy up to 4th. All right, final qualifier. Word of Outlaws. Logan Schuchart, past winner at Peevely himself. Not a great season, though, so far for Logan. And we've talked about that a little bit on the daily. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season that Jacob Allen would have a win before Logan Schuchart this season, I would have called you a liar. Logan was 9th quick on the first lap. 6th quick. All right, qualifying complete on the replays. So we'll jump ahead. Love that we can go back and watch this stuff. I can skip past the stuff I don't want to see. Alrighty. And back under caution at Bristol. A little damage on the 43 truck there. Buddy Kofoid 4th. 37 to go on my screen. Yeah, actually, we were talking about the Bristol attendance earlier with somebody. Bristol, like, you have to remember that Bristol holds 150,000 people. So even if 25,000 people show up to a race there, it's going to look pretty empty. That's why it's kind of always tough to judge what the attendance actually is there. Dang, Reitzel and Gravel going at it in this heat race. Yeah, I get the Eldora thing. I would, you know, it's like you do the NASCAR stuff on dirt, and it's like you would hope that they would actually do it on a real dirt track, but it's like you could do, I think you could do Xfinity and trucks at places like Eldora, Knoxville, but like a cup crowd, like you got to remember, like the tracks have to be able to pay the purse. And it's like if you're not going to get enough people there, like Knoxville and Eldora are not going to hold enough people to have a cup race. Like Martinsville last week, Martinsville is like a pretty small cup track, and Martinsville still holds 60 or 65,000, I think. Tough run in this heat race there for Kerry Madsen. Single file restarts all night at Peevely. That kind of sucks. I know some people are like, we shouldn't do double file restarts. No, I like double file restarts. I think they're exciting. I don't have to drive the sprint car, so I don't have to drive in a double file restart. What actual dirt track can hold the most people? I don't know the answer to that one. I'm guessing Eldora. And Eldora obviously has decent grandstands, but then there's so much like trackside area there that's like on the hills where you can, you know, people could put chairs and blankets and stuff. And like Knoxville has big grandstands, but they obviously only have grandstands on the front stretch and the back stretch. There's not really grandstands in the corners. So I'm not sure. Good night, Gravel and Reitzel went to war in that first heat race. Little bumpy in turn 1 and 2 there. About to go green at Bristol. I might be, if you hear me talking about Bristol, I'm probably a little bit behind you. Number one, because the stream is a little bit behind, but then also because I'm watching it on my computer and not on my TV. So my stream of the race is probably a little bit behind. Buddy battling for third right there. I'm so conflicted about Buddy because I'm such a fan of his, but I want, like, as a dirt fan, I want him to stay in driving sprint cars and midgets. But obviously I understand that he's in the Toyota pipeline and that this could very much be his future on the pavement side. It would just suck to lose him from the dirt side. All right, Rico wins Outlaw Heat number 1. Yeah, Buddy has, I think Buddy is interested in a paved future, a NASCAR future. We talked to him years ago on Open Red, and if I remember correctly, that is what he said, that he is interested in that. I mean, obviously, he's insanely talented behind the wheel of probably anything he gets in, so. So 29 to go, but he's still third behind Carson Hocevar and John Hunter Nemechek. Hey, Brian, thanks for tuning in. I know, yeah, I know not that Brian Brown. You're B-R-Y instead of B-R-I. Should Brian Brown add Peevely tonight? I always liked Brian's cars. The white is so sharp. The white, you know, white body panels, white wing, white chassis, all of that stuff I always liked. Another caution at Bristol. Schuhart leading Heat Race 2 for the Outlaws right now. And if you're watching the stream on Dirt I'm behind. I'll catch up here as we go, but right now I'm behind the live of the Outlaw show at Peevely right now. I'm going to take a picture of my setup right now. And then I'm going to tweet it. So you guys are going to see me take this photo right now. So here we go. Photo taking. Big panorama. So if you follow me on Twitter, I'm going to tweet this at Justin_Fiedler. What is my favorite Pennsylvania racetrack? I don't know. I like the history of Williams Grove for sure. I like the racing at Lincoln. Port can be fun. I've only ever been to Williams Grove. I actually tried to go to the National Open years ago, but because it was the same weekend as the Dover Cup race, but the National Open ended up getting rained out. So the only thing I got to go to the track one day and just see it. But then we ended up at the go-karting place that Bobby Allen owned, which I think is now closed. Alrighty, I'm tweeting this photo so you can see my setup. So Schuhart wins heat race number 2. So let's jump ahead here a little bit. Heat race number 3, Gio Scelzi on the pole. Looks like the late model. Is this the late model feature that's rolling out right now at Tazewell? Jacob Allen leading heat race 3. He's gone after 1 lap. Jacob Sweet McFadden, the top 3. I feel like we could have a little bit of a wild feature tonight with the Outlaws at Peebly. William says, never been to Baps. You have to see Baps to believe is a very big jewel in this area. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I've never been to Baps Motor Speedway. Like I said, Williams Grove is the only Pennsylvania track I've ever seen. In person, anyway. Have I ever been to any tracks in Ohio? Yeah, paved tracks. I went to Mansfield once when the Truck Series ran there. I've been to Mid-Ohio. My dirt racing like experience with tracks is very minimal just because of my NASCAR career. I've been to DIRTRACKR Charlotte. Obviously, I talked about Williams Grove. Volusia. I've been to Volusia a bunch for Dirt Car National stuff. I've been to actually the Southern Oregon Speedway because I'm originally from Oregon. I've been to the Southern Oregon Speedway. And that's pretty much about it for dirt tracks. Dustin says, Dryden back on the 1A by month of money. I kind of doubt it. I don't see them front running it like that. Jacob Allen wins heat race number 3. Drove away from them. All right, let's go to heat race number 4, which at this point happened about half an hour ago, but we're catching up. Spencer Baston on the pole of heat race number 4. Yeah, I see late model feature about getting ready to roll here at Tazewell. This ought to be fun. Whoa, big slider. What do you think about the truck race at Mansfield? I went to them and still have my ticket stubs. I worked like one race there way back in the day. And if I remember, who was I pitting for at the time? I think I was at Roush at the time. And I think Donnie Leah actually won the truck race. But I mean, it was a great facility. I mean, that was a nice place. It's a shame it's obviously kind of all gone to hell and they could never find a way to keep that place rolling consistently. Obviously, you know, we tried the dirt track thing and that didn't work either. Joby off the pace. 6 to go in heat 4. Whoa! Brian Bell destroyed that thing. Good night. Garrett Williamson smoked the wall before that. Then Bell just got up on the bike and that thing took off. Good night. 18 to go in the truck race. Hocevar, John Hunter, Kligerman, Majeski, Kofoid back to 5th on this restart. So Brian Bell is okay, out of the car. Good to see. Definitely a pretty serious tumble there. Well, if you're a late model fan, the late models are rolling around for pace laps at Tazewell. Going 4 wide right now. If you're a Float Racing subscriber, you can tune in and watch that one. Buddha is taking Smokey for the win. Might go Overton here. He got the win last night. He might go 2 for 2 this weekend. Big Sexy's been a little off to start the season, but it kind of seems like maybe they're starting to kind of find their footing here. Buddy back to 4th. Got 14 to go on that side. All right, late models about ready to start here. Out of the 4 wide. I think this is, what is this, 21,000 to win, I think. So this will be a nice little payday for whoever wins this one at Tazewell. This is a dual Spring Nationals and Ironman sanctioned race. Obviously no Outlaws, no Lucas this weekend, so that's why the field here is pretty stacked. Overton and Madden on the front row. Jimmy Owens, Ricky Weiss on the second row. Looks like Macedo ran away with heat race number 4 at Peevely. Ooh, we got a crash again in the truck race. So under yellow again at Bristol. All right, we'll jump ahead. Did Kofoid wreck? I haven't seen a replay. All they're showing is Majeski on my screen. Dash draw. Kofoid wreck for sure, and Fox with less than 15 to go. Damn, that sucks. I was hoping for a good finish there for Mr. Kofoid. All right. So I'm finally live on Dirt Vision at Peevely, so we're into Power Eye heat races. So now we need a replay of what happened at Bristol. Late models about to go green. And the late models are green at Tazewell. Looks like Madden to the early lead from the top. Yep. Madden. Yep, Madden will lead lap 1. Kofoid, Derek Kraus, Ty Majeski all involved in that crash. Let's see what happened here. Did Buddy just lose it? Or did he get some help? Oh no! Does Buddy have damage? Oh yeah, Buddy definitely has damage. Derek Kraus. That sucks. Hate that for Buddy. How many laps does this late model show? 75 laps at Tazewell. So a long way to go here. So the 99 kind of put a slider on Buddy. And it looks like maybe he got on the brakes or lifted and that thing just took off and spun around. And then Majeski spun to try to miss him. And then Kraus piled into both of them. So Buddy's got damage. Majeski has damage. Kraus has damage. Not great. I wish this broadcast at Tazewell had timing and scoring. Be nice. Looks like Madden still leads over Overton. No clue what lap it is. Heat race number 1 for the Power Eye Midgets. Up next at Peevely, the Outlaws. It's kind of like that classic Outlaws Power Eye combo here whenever they come to the Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. Man, these laps click off quick at Tazewell. So 6 to go in the truck race. Carson Hocevar leads currently if you're interested in Bristol. Ricky Weiss taking a look at Overton for second. Looks like we're on lap 13. You can kind of see the scoreboard at Tazewell into turn 1. Leaders in lap traffic. This is going to get interesting. Madden nowhere to go. Back to green. Bristol. Where is Marlar here? Marlar is 16th. Stuart Friesen, another dirt guy. He's up to 13th. Chase Elliott making a bid for the top 5. And we got a move for the lead. Ben Rhodes around Hocevar. Looks like Cody Overton to the work area, maybe with a flat right rear at Tazewell. Looks like Ben Rhodes might be driving away with this thing. First Power Eye Midget Heat Race on the track. If you didn't see it earlier, let me know your comments about the North Wilkesboro news today. Curious what you guys have to say about that one. What you think about the future of Wilkesboro coming back, both as a paved track and a dirt track. Interesting announcement there today. Dale McDowell. Looks like maybe he had a little bit of damage. Stopped to have the officials take a look at it. Ben Rhodes, your winner at Bristol. Stuart Friesen, 11th. Yep, Stuart Friesen, 11th. Mike Marlar, 16th. So, tough end there for Mr. Kofoid. That sucks. All right, let's see what's happening here with the midgets. The Power Eye announcer has like the deepest voice. I love it. Brian wants to know what 410 series they're planning to run at Wilkesboro. Right now, obviously, we don't know. There's speculation that it could be the World of Outlaws because the Outlaws have a TBA on their 2022 schedule that same weekend. So it could be a World of Outlaws show. And I think the schedule says it's a 410 show and a Big Block Modified show, which could make sense. That would mean that you would have the Super DIRTRACKR Series and the World of Outlaws at Wilkesboro, which would be super interesting. Back to green at Tazewell. Weiss, big move on the top to get by Overton for second. Is that Bales up to 4th? Around Owens. Emilio Hoover around. First heat race. The midgets at Peevely. Oh, we got trouble in Tazewell. Ryan King's car is on fire. Looks like maybe that engine expired and now it is on fire. Ryan King is out of the car, but they are stopped on the backstretch. Dang. You don't see that very often. Usually those things expire and they shut them down and that's it. Just big smoke. I don't usually see big fire like that. Hi, John from Warrensburg, Missouri. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by and hanging out tonight. We've been going here for just about an hour. Yeah, and the announcers at Tazewell just basically said the same thing I did. Very rare that you see an engine blow up like that. That thing was big flames. And we've got one tipped over in the midget race. Is that Ken and McIntosh? And we got trouble all over the place in these races. What are you guys watching right now? Are you guys watching late models? Peevely, let me know in the chat what you guys are watching right now. There's actually other stuff happening right now. Dirt Vision has weekly action from Volusia. And then there's other things happening on Flow. Still trying to get McIntosh's car on the hook. So we're under red at Peevely. So there's a bunch of NASCAR stuff happening on Flow right now, but you also have Usac West Coast Midgets at Bakersfield. Looks like they've got mini sprints on the track there as well. And like I said, Dirt Vision has weekly action from Volusia. If you're a Dirt Vision subscriber, you can tune in and see what's going on at Volusia. They've got a bunch of divisions. Looks like we just finished one race at Volusia, but they've got Pro Late Model, 602 Late Model, Street Stocks, Thunder Stocks, and 3/4 Modifieds. All right, back to green at Tazewell. They crashed before they even got going green again? Dang. Yeah, Peevely is definitely going to be a little cowboy up tonight. So I said that feature for the Outlaws could be interesting here in a little while. If we can get past these midget heat races. We are going on almost 3 hours at Peevely. Kyle wants to know what my day job is in NASCAR. I change tires for Richard Petty Motorsports on, actually not Richard Petty Motorsports, Petty GMS on the 43 car of Eric Jones. I also have, I also change rear tires for Brandon Brown on the 68 in Xfinity. And then normally Grant Enfinger in the Truck Series. But obviously no pit stops at Bristol this weekend and the Xfinity Series is off. Now Bloomquist is involved. What the hell's going on? Bloomer trying to pull away here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you're not already. That'll help make sure you don't miss any future videos we do. You can also follow DIRTRACKR on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So lots of ways to keep up, plus the website, DIRTRACKR.com. All right, we'll try this to go green again at Tazewell. How about Madden dropping off the Outlaw Tour and then turning around and winning over $200,000 at Bristol to just go ahead and justify that decision? All right, and we're green. Madden back out to the lead. Weiss in second. Overton third. Finally green again at Peevely in the first midget heat race. $18 laps in the books at Tazewell, so still a very long way to go. Davenport on the move. Started 22nd up to 11th. Davenport rolling. Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate that. Tazewell is a wild little joint, isn't it? Holy cow. Davenport on the move again. Under caution again in that first heat race at Peevely for the Power Eye Midgets. I like the custom push / tow trucks that Power Eye has. I think they got a couple of them too. These things are pretty funny. Looks like we're about to go back green. JD started 22nd in this feature. He is on the move. Madden still out front. Ricky Weiss is very close here, though. Oh! That was close there between Weiss and Madden. Oh. We got one turned around. Stacy Bowles turned around. Oh, Jimmy Owens got a flat tire too? That right rear quarter in the deck is killed on Jimmy's car. Beating the crap out of the door on Jimmy's car. Are they going to change that right rear? Looks like they're going to change the right rear. I think you could change right rears unless they were flat. Or are they just taking it off trying to see if there's anything they can do to work on it? That whole door panel is separated on Jimmy's car. That's going to be a pain. So right now we've got Super late models at Tazewell, the dual Ironman Spring Nationals feature going on. 75 laps for, I think, 21,000 to win. Got Power Eye Midget Heat Races from Peevely with the Outlaws at Peevely on Dirt Vision. And I know there's some other stuff that, like I said, weekly racing at Volusia is happening on Dirt Vision as well if you wanted to tune into that. Move my camera here a little bit so it doesn't get blurry. Clay Knight also into the infield. Looks like we're getting ready to go back green here in the late model feature. If you're just getting in, drop me a message in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm in Harrisburg, North Carolina. I'm actually just a couple of miles from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Appreciate everybody hanging out here for a little bit. Jimmy is back on the racetrack. I think he did get a new right rear tire, and that body work is kind of hanging all over the place. Back to green. Ooh. Overton just muscled his way past Weiss for second there. Bloomquist trying to get in the mix here. Dakota Knuckles in the mix. Strickler back there too. Oh, JD's back there too, lurking. Still shy of halfway in this late model feature. They just said 31 in the books. Oh, this is lap 31. JD working on Strickler here. I like Bloomer's wheel covers. Hey, Timothy. He says, hate that happened to Kofoid at Bristol. Yeah, top 5 in his NASCAR debut would have been a very solid thing to add to the resume there. The track is definitely sketchy at Peevely. That's why I said it could be interesting here in a little while. They're struggling with the midgets right now, so. I know they did say they're going to do single file restarts all night just because of the situation. Davenport trying to knock the deck out of his car. And that quarter panel is all dented up. Carter wants to know if the trucks are going to Knoxville again this year. They are going to Knoxville again this year. Hopefully the racing is a little better the second time around. I feel like that race wasn't super good last year at Knoxville. Power Eye Midget Heat Race number 2 is getting ready to go here at Peevely. Taylor Reimer on the front row there. Looks like Chance Crum in this one. Oh, Madden 3 wide with the lap cars. Got 2 cars in between Madden and Overton right now. Well, now 1, but see if anybody's got anything here from Madden over the second half of this feature. 42 in the books. Oh, Shannon McQueen around in the Power Eye Heat Race number 2. Ooh, we got one slow on the top side. Who was that? I was like, we gotta have a caution for that one. That wasn't Bales, was it? It was Bales. Bales is lucky he didn't get wiped out on that deal. Bales back to the infield. Jimmy back to the infield. Carter says his dirt draft lineup for Tazewell's in shambles. Yeah, I can see why. Owen's calling it a night here. Do you guys do dirt draft? How many? Drop me a message in the chat. Let me know how many of you actually do dirt draft. Actually, let's see if I can do a poll. We'll do this. Do you play dirt draft? Let's see if this works. Hey, there we go. Hit that poll. Let me know if you're a dirt draft player or not. Jimmy just going to go through all the right rear tires tonight. Looks like no one plays dirt draft. Yeah, Clay, I think a lot of us were hopeful that Kofoid would have a little bit better result there. He obviously was plenty fast. Just made that mistake late that kind of ruined the night for him. They're still yarding on that sheet metal on Jimmy's car. Looks like Taylor Reimer is on her way to a heat race win at Peevely. So it looks like most of you do not play dirt draft. 89% say no dirt draft. For what it's worth, I don't play dirt draft either. Carter, how many, like, do you play it like every single night that there is races on there, or do you just play it once in a while? If you have Flow Racing, the Usac West Coast Midgets are at Bakersfield right now, and they have those like little mod lights on the racetrack. They're like little mini UMP modifieds. Those are wild looking little race cars. Carter says he plays every night dirt draft. What's the run me through how it works? You just like pick a lineup of drivers? Like, do you have to pick a lineup for each race, or do you just pick stuff for the whole night? Back to green at Tazewell. Weiss trying to get back by Overton. Good night. That was close. Weiss back to second. He threaded the needle right there in between Madden and Overton. Got to be starting to run out of laps here. Let's see what the scoreboard says. 47. So 28 to go there. Whole night, but they are scored based off their feature finish. Got it. Bloomer by Dakota Knuckles. All right, we'll take the poll down now since it doesn't seem like anybody plays Dirt Draft. I gotta close this air conditioning vent. There's an air conditioning vent. You can probably see it in my videos. It's like right behind me. It blows right on me and I'm freezing right now. Get $100,000 and you can pick 5 drivers. So Brad Sweet will be like 23,000. Oh, I got you. Yeah. So you get like, it's like a salary cap kind of thing. I got you. Davenport's still moving forward. Looks like we're down to about 20 to go here. Jimmy is done for the night. Not a great night there for the old Newport Nightmare. Ooh, Bales with the big move on Davenport. We are not seeing the lead battle at all here. There it is. Madden has stretched it out over Ricky here a little bit. Looks like if Weiss is going to do something, he better do it. Running out of time. Say Madden looks like he's pretty much got this thing in hand. Overton's fallen back a little bit there in third. Got about 15 to go here. David Blue wants to know who won the USAC race. Brady Bacon, your winner tonight at Atomic with the USAC National Sprint Cars. He topped Robert Ballou after Justin Grant ran second, and him and Brady were battling there quite a bit towards the end. But Grant shredded the left rear right at the end, so he ended up kind of further back. But yep, I think Ricky is probably done here. Coming down to about 10 to go. Three lap cars in front of Madden. Looks like everybody kind of wants to be in the middle of the top there. Madden going to the bottom with the big slider on Cody Overton. Oh, no, that's not Cody Overton. That's Michael Chilton. I think Robert will probably win this year, if not with USAC, at least with Extreme. He's been fast here quite a bit. And he was fast a bunch last year. Obviously, he won some last year. Things didn't quite go his way towards the end of the year, but he was plenty fast last year. Madden might have to make some big moves here. Keep Weiss at bay. 6 to go. Oh, we got a big flip in the midget show. Weiss is inside. That lap traffic held him up just enough. Madden keeps it. World of Outlaws sprint cars are not finished. We are at, they're through heat races. And we're working on midget heat races right now. Two to go. Can Weiss do anything? And we got a caution. Overton got a flat right rear. Looks like that right rear is flat on Overton's car. That was your third place runner. Yep, that right rear is down on Overton's car. Single file restart here. Are they even going to try to put a tire on Overton's car? Doesn't really look like they're trying to hurry for Overton's car. Don't forget, if you are a watcher of my daily show or the conversation show, you can also listen to them in podcast form. You can get Dirt Tracker Daily and Conversations on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, what else? Anywhere you get podcasts, you can find the Dirt Tracker shows as well. So if you're not at home and you want to listen while you're in the car, certainly you can do that. Makes it easy. So it looks like we'll have 2 to go here. Madden wire to wire so far. Oh, they're going to say it's 3 to go. Here we go. Back to green. Madden leads. Say no lap traffic here to the finish. So if Weiss is going to do this, he's going to have to make a move quick. Chris Madden. 1 to go. Yep. Basically unchallenged for Chris Madden. Who picked Madden earlier in the chat? Oh, Buddha took Madden. Good call, Buddha. Definitely turning into a big year for Madden. He's already won more money this season than in a couple of months than most people win in an entire season. Nice win there. I was hoping this Peevely program would be moving along a lot quicker than it is. We are struggling a little bit. Looks like we're going to go back green here with the Power Eye Midgets. God, that bump in turn 1 is vicious at Peevely. You'd think they'd try to go low to avoid it. How many cars do you think are going to go XR's big race next weekend at Alltech? I don't know. You'll have both. We're going to have both Lucas. I know the Outlaws will be back next week. I think they're going to Atomic. Yeah, World of Outlaws next week at Atomic. I think Lucas is still off though, right? Yeah, Lucas is off another week. So I bet you'll probably get a lot of those Lucas guys go down to Florida for the Alltech deal. And then obviously, you know, wouldn't be surprised if Madden and JD and some of those guys that have kind of said that they're not going to run for championships will head down there. So there should be plenty of cars at Alltech. Thank you, William, for the nice words. Appreciate it. It was a nice drive there for Chase McDermott to get that Heat 3 win. Looks like we'll have one more heat race for the midgets. Yep, one more heat race before we will move on with the Outlaw portion of the program, which I'm assuming would be the B main. Or no, it'll be the dash first, won't it? Yep, so we'll do, after this heat race for the Outlaws, we'll do the dash, then the B, then we'll do the midget B, and then the sprint car feature. Hey, Ty, yeah, we'll definitely talk about Wilkesboro coming up. It sounds like some people think that that 410 show might be the World of Outlaws at Wilkesboro. Because I believe, if I saw it correctly, oh, they don't have the TBA on the schedule with the Outlaws. I thought somewhere I saw that they did. Anyway. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. If there is anything that I do know is that the streaming services are not going to get along at all. It doesn't matter whether it's XR or Dirt Vision or Flow. The streaming stuff has become incredibly territorial. And there's not going to be a whole lot of playing nice from the streaming services. Obviously, XR, I think, has ruffled some feathers with both kind of the Dirt Late Model world and streaming, just with them scheduling against some stuff, so... Obviously, we would hope that the streaming services would do a better job getting along than they do, so we avoid those weekends where or those nights where we've got one racing division on one service and another racing division on another service, and they're at the same track, like you see with the Outlaws and USAC at Eldora, like we see with the All-Stars and the DIRTRACKR stuff at Volusia. So it obviously turns into a pretty big mess. Carson Hocevar wearing the Brian Clausen t-shirt underneath his fire suit tonight at Bristol. Nice move there. I wonder what that banking at Tazewell looks like in person. Pretty serious. Even on the straightaways there's a lot of banking. B main lineup tonight for the Outlaws. Brian Bell is on the pole of the B main. I don't know if he'll make the call. Brian Bell, Kerry Madsen, Noah Gass, Brent Marks, the first two rows. Jake Newman, Garrett Williamson, Zach Hampton, all also in the B main for the Outlaws. Carson Macedo is on the pole of the dash. Macedo, Schuhart, Sheldon, Brad Sweet, Baston, Schatz, Jacob Allen, Rico Abreu, all in the dash tonight. Do you think gas prices will allow a lot of cars coming up north to race this summer? I don't know. I don't know how affected some of these teams will be by things like gas prices. I think you're probably going to see more effects from tires and parts shortages. Obviously, engines and parts and tires and things like that have been a problem for the last effectively 2 years. And I know there's been some upset people about prices going up and as well. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. Uncle Mir says, on a day like today, I need 5 screens to keep up. Yeah, I have 4 currently going, so. Dang, that was a big hit for Jade in that heat race. Yeah, I agree. The gas prices probably affect the fans more than they affect the teams. Although, I mean, you saw Larson's show the other night at Volunteer was packed. So I think it's probably just going to depend on, it's going to be situational. It'll depend what event, what track. Carter wants to know if a midweek sprint car series would work. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit on the Friday show because it got brought up after Larson's race. I know Brian Brown was tweeting at Flow Racing, and there's been some talk kind of behind the scenes about there being I don't know if it would be an actual midweek sprint car series or just some midweek sprint car events. The issue with something like that is, like, on the late model side, you can draw the big names. You can draw Davenport and Shepard and McCready and all of these guys, because you're not, like, even though you're tied to a series, there's no exclusivity agreement. Whereas with the World of Outlaws, like Schatz and Sweet and Gravel and, Macedo and all of these guys, they can't go run some of those races. So it's like, who are you going to pull? It's going to end up being the all-star guys, or you're going to get, somebody like Brent Marks or Gio Selzy or Rico, some of these guys that don't have those platinum agreements with the Outlaws. So I'm not sure. And obviously there's already a ton of races between the All-Stars and the Outlaws and some of the weekly stuff. So I know there is talk of it. There is, work being done. So we'll just kind of have to see how it plays out. I think it's a little murkier, though, than it is on the late model side. Yeah, Edward says, who won the Kyle Larson race at Volunteer? It was Marlar. Marlar dominated. Tough night tonight at Peevely for these midgets. Had quite a few crashes and flips through these heat races. Yeah, I mean the Outlaw Platinum guys are handcuffed, but they're voluntarily handcuffed, right? Like you know, you don't have to race with the Outlaws. And it's like when you go race with that series, you know that that's how it works. But I mean, when you got a schedule that includes, usually 80 to 90 races, and with rainouts and cancellations, you'll probably run 70 to 75 of those. I mean, how much more often outside of that do you really want to race? I'm not sure. Hey, Dustin. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks everybody else for tuning in as well. Appreciate you coming and hanging out for a little bit. Had a busy day already. Anthony Macri won the sprint car feature at Port Royal. Danny Dietrich won again at Lincoln. I think that's, what is that, 3 wins in 4 weeks for Dietrich at Lincoln. Tyler Courtney swept the All-Star Weekend at Attica. And here just a little bit ago, Chris Madden was the $21,000 winner at Tazewell, super late model. Ryan says he was maybe expecting a lower cow cart at the USA Nationals. The one good thing about the USA Nationals, though, is that race is, what, $50,000 to win. So you're going to draw some guys just because that's a decent purse. Carter says, why can the Woo late model guys run wherever, but the sprint car guys can't? Well, it's, you can't limit the late model guys because, first of all, you're only running 40 to 50 shows a year. And I think if you told those guys that they couldn't race elsewhere, that you just wouldn't have anybody sign up. But like I said, with the sprint car side, there's so many more races. You can run a very heavy schedule on the sprint car side. And make a living and run a decent, program on that number of races. Ty says, with your NASCAR schedule, are you able to catch any dirt shows in person? Not very often. You used to be able to do the May sprint car show at Charlotte with the Outlaws. Obviously, that's not even on the schedule anymore. And Dirt Car Nationals was always on the schedule, and World Finals. When I worked at World Racing Group, I would always go to those races. But it's been a few years since I have been to a dirt race. Any bucket list shows? I mean, all of them. I've been to the Chili Bowl too. Obviously, I don't. It's been a couple years since I've been to the Chili Bowl, but I have been to the Chili Bowl as well. But yeah, I mean, Knoxville, Eldora for Kings Royal, Eldora for World Dream, Fairbury for Prairie Dirt Classic. I mean, you name it, I would like to see it. Yeah, Madden has been good. Obviously, we've seen Marlar be fast in the past. Edward's talking about Marlar. He won the stinking Outlaw Championship a couple years ago. Joe B. and win this final heat race here for the Power Eye Midgets. Joe B. All right, so now we should be moving into the Outlaw B main and dash here coming up. Definitely trimmed the midget field down a little bit with all of those crashes and those heat races. Wonder if the Bridgeport 410 field will still be strong this week, moving from Tuesday to Wednesday. Yeah, I would imagine that shouldn't be a huge difference. There's an IRA show 10 minutes away from Road America on the Thursday of the NASCAR race at Road America. Brisker. Yeah. No, I know that. I remember that one. But the problem is I'm not going to be at Road America that early in the week. We're kind of in and out for race days, so we'll come in for the Xfinity race on Saturday, work that race, stay for Sunday, pit the Cup race, and be right back home. Outlaw Dash. Rolling out here. Definitely want a good starting position tonight, so this dash is going to be important for these guys that want to win the race. Let's go see what the average start position is for a winner. Average, winner average start. What about those Sprint Car Series, the Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55? So winners since 2017 have averaged a start of 2.6. So you're definitely going to want to start close to the front tonight to have a shot to win at Peevely in the Outlaw Show. Yeah, we need Schuhart to get up here and win some of these races. Thought with their kind of growing sponsorship that they would be a little bit better off here than they've been, but it's definitely been a struggle for Logan so far this season. All right, so far this year, dash wins have been pretty split. Gravel with 2, Spencer Basin with 2, Sweet with 2, Reitzel, Elias, and Haferteep, Gio Selzy, Macedo, Brian Brown, Jacob Allen all have 1 dash win apiece. We've had 8 dashes won from the pole and 5 dashes won from second. So you better start first or second if you want to win one of these Outlaw dashes. The feature winners, though, for the season have come from a little bit more varied starting positions. We've had 4 Outlaw features, 1 from the pole, 4 from second, 1 from third, 3 from sixth, and 1 from seventh. So for all intents and purposes, we should be seeing Macedo or Schuhart win this dash here. I've got both me and the DIRTRACKR.com analytics prediction formula have Sweet tonight for the Outlaw feature win. Be curious to see how this goes here with this track too. That bump in turn 1 is certainly getting a little ugly. Here we go. Whoa! Macedo lead to third, fourth. That was crazy. Schuhart leading the dash. Macedo battling back on the bottom. He's back to second. Nope, Sheldon got back by. Settled back down here now. Schuhart, Sheldon, Macedo, Sweet, your top 4. Ooh, Basin in the fence. Still green, though. He gathered it up. Well, looks like Logan Schuhart on his way to the dash win. This will be Logan's first dash win of the season. This will help Logan's average feature finish for the year. Logan has not done great so far this season. His average feature, or average feature start, his average feature start for the year is 14.6. He's only been in 2 dashes so far, so this is his 3rd dash of the season. Schuhart On the pole for the feature. Is it supposed to rain at Peevely? Nah, we're good. No weather at Peevely. We're good. I don't know if they would shorten this feature because of track conditions. I mean, as long as it doesn't take rubber, I think you should be okay. All right, so now we'll have the Outlaw B main. And then according to the schedule, then we'll go to the Midget B main before the Sprint Car feature. Yeah, Brian Bell scratched as I expected after that big flip in the heat race. So that'll put Kerry Madsen on the pole. Quite a few guys here in this B main. 16 cars. Marks is not full-time with the Outlaws. He is still kind of doing that pick and choose schedule. Top 4 cars transferring for this. No, Marks isn't All-Stars either. Marks is just running pick and choose. If Marks was All-Stars, he would have been in Attica tonight. So 16, actually 15 cars for top 4 spots. So obviously not a lot of time to get this done here. Yeah, Mike, definitely lots of stuff to be able to watch today. For sure. Streaming services make it really easy. So we'll do 12 laps here. Yeah, Thorson has definitely struggled with the wing on so far. Definitely something missing with that package right now. Yeah, I didn't watch the Who Won the Florence show. I didn't watch that one. So we're missing 2 cars from this B-Man because Carson Short is also a scratch. Oh, I should have guessed that Josh Rice won at Florence. I feel like he always wins there. Thorson's best finish this year with the Outlaws is 13th at Votto. He was 24th at Cotton Bowl, 15th at Cotton Bowl, 9th in a B at Tulare, 19th in the feature at Tulare, 5th in a B at Merced, 20th at Bakersfield, 20th at Paris, and 13th at Votto. Oof. Oh, William says they're talking about rain for Bridgeport on Wednesday. I got you. I thought you were talking about Peevely. Rice held on over Bobby Pierce. Kind of surprised Pierce wasn't at Bristol this year for the XR stuff. I figured he would be kind of right in line for those XR races. And somebody said Pierce isn't running Summer Nationals this year. So Summer Nationals will be wide open with no Pierce. I did see that. I went back. I didn't watch the All-Star stuff live. I went back and actually at the very beginning of when I started streaming, I was watching kind of the replay of the All-Star stuff and saw Travis Philo go crazy there. I couldn't tell who it was at first. All right, rolling around under pace laps for the B main, or as the Outlaws call it, the Last Chance Showdown. Yeah, definitely go look at that. I don't know if it was officials or track workers, or it took like 2-3 guys to hold Philo back on that deal, and they had to kind of walk him off the track. Also, go back too and see when Craig Mintz flips. And he gets out of the car and goes running off to the work area. And then he was literally out of the car working on his own car to get it back out of the work area. Pretty wild stuff there from Craig Mintz. That was in the feature. Alrighty. Let's see who we can get through this one. I'd guess Madsen and Marks are probably shoe-ins. Who the other two are, we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, wow, man. Oh, we're piled them up. Are we going to throw the yellow? Nope, still green. And now we're yellow. So the 28 is going to the infield. Damage for the 22. Brent Marks into the work area. He was in a transfer spot. Does Marks have damage? Doesn't look like he has damage. Oh, they're looking at the engine. Yeah, Bloomer's looked fast a couple of times he's been out this season. Curious to see if he can keep that up. He's got a pretty heavy schedule, so we'll have to see if he's able to. Yep, sounds like the engine on the 19 not running right. He told his guys to look at the spark plugs. Still doesn't seem to be any sort of resolution here on Mark's car. We got 4 cars in the work area here. So I think we had 3 or 4 of them there get together at the back of the field, and then Marks is in with engine issues. Oh! So Keith biked it, then landed on top of Riley Goodnow. So Goodnow's nose wing is messed up. Yeah, for sure. That's tough to tow that far if you're Marks. I mean, really anybody that's towing a decent distance. It sucks to only get one of these nights in. So Marks is back out of the infield. So they must be satisfied that that thing is running well. So we've got Madden and Noah Gas. I'm guessing this will be a complete restart. Yeah, it didn't get a lap complete. So the 28 is done. Gilbertson and the 97 is done. Didn't even get a lap complete. We have lost freaking more cars from this race. Here we go, back green. Madsen leads, Noah Gass, Tanner Thorson up to third. Looks like Zach Hampton is the other transfer car right now. Madsen was going to run the Knoxville opener this week, but obviously they lost that to cold weather. Zach Hampton, the final transfer car. Garrett Williamson is the first car on the outside looking in. Watching the World of Outlaws race at Peevely on Dervish. Noah Gass in the wall. Stays in the gas. Noah Gass stays in the gas. Hampton to third. And they're dragging Williamson into the mix here. So Gass is in the final transfer spot, but here comes a big slider from Garrett Williamson. Ew. Man, it is rough in 1 and 2. Holy cow. 3 and 4 doesn't look too bad. Big slider from Williamson. Williamson, final transfer spot. Here comes Joe B now, too. Yeah, 3 and 4 looks pretty good. That 1 and 2, there's a huge bump into turn 1, and it's a little rough there through 2 as well. Zach Hampton just crashed, and he collects Noah Gass. Holy cow. Holy cow. Absolute insanity. Looks like everybody's okay here. Looked like maybe Hampton jumped a cushion. Gass is pissed. That sucks for Noah Gass. I mean, really sucks for both of them because Hampton was in a transfer spot and Gass was just outside. Nowhere to go. It's like Hampton's nose wing is killed. He didn't actually turn over, though. No gas. That sucks, man. Holy cow. Noah full-time with the Outlaws this year, running for Rookie of the Year. We were supposed to have Gass, Casey Kane, and Spencer Baston running for Rookie of the Year, but obviously Kane and still dealing with the effects of that crash from Volusia. So we haven't seen Casey a whole lot. So Baston is kind of the shoe-in here for Rookie of the Year. Well, we've been rolling here for about 2 hours, so I think I'm going to shut it down for the night. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the racing here. Hopefully things go well here for the Outlaws and Power Eye. But appreciate everybody for tuning in here for a couple hours hanging out on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the videos, check out the website. Like I said, if you would like a Dirt Tracker decal, dirttracker.com/decal, $3 for those. And thanks for all the support. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and have a good rest of your weekend. So see you guys.